Hi there, I'm Jake.
I'm Ashley.
And welcome to the third instep of our game here in the Blind Eternities Tavern. Because at the end of a long turn, it's nice to just sit back, relax, and enjoy a drink. And tonight, we're going to be talking about Secret Lair. But before we start that, Ashley, would you like to tell us what we're drinking?
Yeah, so I got us this nice peanut butter golden ale from 14 Cannons, which is a brewery in Southern California. It is supposed to be nutty chocolate, smooth and bold, with peanuts, cocoa, and a treasure to hold. So I am excited to drink it because those are all things I like, peanut butter, chocolate, and ale. So that's what we're drinking tonight.
It's quite good, I will admit. So let's get into the discussion and start talking about Secret Lair. Because I think there's been a few topics of discussion on Secret Lair in the last few weeks. But I think it's fun to go back to the very beginning of Secret Lair and just start talking about why Secret Lair kind of came to be.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the original generation of Secret Lair, and I have one here, this is Explosion Sounds. It's one of the first ones that they released, but they had this big superset of like 6 or 7 of these in one big drop.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them, first of all, they were wildly diverse, both in art style and what the cards were. One of the Secret Lairs was 4 copies of, I think, Serum Visions, which was a card that was kind of hard to find at the time. Then they had the 5-color legendary like commander cards, which was the Dragon, the big scarecrow guy, and then Sliver Overlord, and a variety of other ones. Like this was Goblins, I think, was Explosion Sounds. But all of them were like cards that were hard to find in really unique art styles.
Right.
And I think that was really cool because you had a lot of people that were wanting these cards and had no good way to get them because they hadn't been printed in a while.
Right.
And so I think that's really cool, and I think that Secret Lair has kind of moved away from that.
Sure, like trying to kind of have an excuse for reprinting things that were hard to find.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also just they're redoing some of the art styles, and some of them are very generic or weird in a way that isn't striking, you know.
Sure. What do you mean by that?
I think that the first set had like weird stained glass things. They had really out there art styles, but they were still identifiably Magic cards for the most part.
Okay, yeah.
And some of the newer ones, the ones that come to mind are like the Instagram post one with the troll,
yeah,
and that kind of thing.
It's like clever but a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've definitely leaned into that. We have some Secret Lairs that we're probably going to talk about today that I actually just got that were the Halloween drops, and I think this is the literally jumping the shark moment of Secret Lair where it feels like a very different product than it originally did.
Ooh.
And I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely caters to a different person, a different type of player, a different collector.
Sure. I'm curious. I guess we can get into this as you would like to, but I'm curious why you think this is what jumps the shark. Because I would argue that they kind of diversified from their original intent kind of early on in specific sets. Not in all sets, but like I think there are definitely sets that are not what we said.
Of course. And you look back to like The Walking Dead.
That's what I was thinking in my brain, where it was just like
set that was printed.
Yeah, and it was not, I didn't love the way that they handled that one.
Yeah, the real people on Magic cards is kind of a weird thing.
Right, but didn't they print unique cards?
They did.
And then make it a Secret Lair. So the only way that you could have access to them was through Secret Lair? I think they learned from that a little bit. Did they? They kind of pushed it to Universes Beyond instead of having it in Secret Lair.
Yeah, and they've also made an effort to reprint some of the Universes Beyond stuff from Secret Lair as in-Universes stuff. As like list cards within other sets.
Right.
And typically they're at a lower price point than the Secret Lair ones. It's not always the case.
Yeah.
But yeah. The weird thing about Secret Lair is that these are a set of cards that you know you're going to get, which is kind of unique for Magic product.
Absolutely.
Precons have historically been kind of low powered, not the stuff that people really, really want. And so Secret Lair was an opportunity to get those cards you really wanted, guaranteed. You didn't have to open a bunch of packs and have that randomness. But the last few Secret Lair sets, and I know this has been a problem for a while, but right now it feels like it's a new Secret Lair every week or every other week.
That's very true.
And the costs have gone up on them.
Yeah, I remember when Secret Lair first came out, you bought the first couple because you were excited about them. And then one came out that you were less excited about, but you're like, but I own every other Secret Lair. Should I get this one? And I was like, yeah, you should own every Secret Lair. I no longer ascribe to that.
Right. It kind of reminds me of like, you know when your friends discover a new holiday?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I found out that it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. And you spend the whole day like, yar, matey. And then like a few days later, your friend's like, it's National Donut Day. Let's go get a donut. And then it's kind of like the day after that, oh, today's third cousin day. You should call your third cousin and tell them you love them. And it's like, I'm going to skip
like,
that
I'm
one,
okay.
I think.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, and then you stop doing the holidays until one comes up that you're like, actually, I like that thing anyway.
Yeah,
so like National Coffee Day for me.
I think we've reached that saturation with Secret Lair.
Absolutely.
That now there's Secret Lairs, even though it's no longer print to order, that are just sitting on the Secret Lair website for months because they printed a specific number of them and they haven't sold them all.
Yeah. So okay, so you have kind of posited that the purpose of Secret Lair originally was to get cards that were hard to get with interesting prints into the hands of people who wanted to play with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was their explicit intent.
Sure.
I think this was kind of an excuse to do alternate art, weird versions of cards. But the cards that they chose had a certain level of quality to them, and most of them were hunting for reprints. They needed more copies of those cards.
Right.
And this was a good way to do that. But, you know, I don't know that that's critical to Secret Lair.
Right.
The art style is definitely the main focus. And going back to when I first started playing Magic, alternate art cards were extremely rare.
Right. Whew, we got a train passing by.
We do. It happens sometimes in the Blind Eternities.
Yeah.
The Invasion set had alternate art cards for, I think, Tangreth, Skyship Weatherlight, and Urtai? Was that Invasion? That might have been...
Like Urtai Resurrected? Or which Urtai?
I don't... It's the... It's a multicolor Urtai.
Okay.
But I think that was from that set. And those cards, if you look up the prices now, it's like a few bucks for the Skyship Weatherlight and then like $300 for the alternate art
printing.
version.
Gotcha.
Because they were so rare. They were basically treasure cards or masterpieces or whatever, depending on what set you're looking at, but where there's only like 300 to 500 of them ever printed.
Right.
Level of rarity. Probably a little more than that, but you get the idea. And so Secret Lairs kind of brought me back to that with like, ooh, good way to get alternate art cards, weirder things, unique stuff. And now every set has 4 or 5 versions of every card.
Yeah.
And so I think that impact is a little bit less.
That's fair. I have 2 questions.
What's
One, so I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about kind of what came before Secret Lair, and like thinking about From the Vault, because I believe, or is that what it's called? Where you made a video. You made a video about this.
Yeah, no, From the Vault sets are
how it
cool.
feels kind of like almost a predecessor to Secret Lairs in
Little
a
bit,
lot of
yeah.
ways, because there's like the rare cards that kind of needed a reprint, and you're getting maybe some interesting art that comes with that.
Yeah. Usually the From the Vault stuff only had a couple of alternate arts and the rest were just reprints of cards, but they all had just like really cool foiling that curled like you would not believe. So
Which
in
is
that way,
also a problem in Secret Lair.
yeah, Secret Lair also kind of has that problem.
Yeah.
But that unique treatment of cards was definitely a big draw of the From the Vault stuff. From the Vault Relics was also really unique because it reprinted cards that were on the reserve list. It was them like toying with the idea of maybe reprinting stuff.
Giving us stuff that we need.
And they did that in the Invasion vs. Phyrexia dual deck. They also reprinted a card on the reserve list.
Ooh, how do you feel about them reprinting? How do you feel about that?
I think Secret Lair is a really great place to put reprints from the reserve list if they're going to do
Even
that.
if they're coming out this often?
I think it would be super cool.
Okay. Hot
the
take.
fact that these are being reprinted frequently hasn't actually impacted the price of the cards within
That's
them
true.
all that much. With a few exceptions, and especially now, double-edged sword, because they're not doing them print to order.
Yeah.
They're not actually flooding the market with these cards.
Right.
Right? The Halloween Secret Lair had Demonic Tutor in the Secret Lair.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the price of Demonic Tutor go down that much. I wasn't able to get it.
Yeah.
So, they run out of product, but it doesn't affect the price so much. If they did this with some of the stuff that's on the reserve list, I think it would be a good way to get more cards into the hands of players that are real, and so people aren't just proxying everything.
Yeah.
But by that same token, it won't impact the price that much, and they'll still be extremely expensive, if not in the thousands of dollars.
Right.
And that kind of goes back to the Magic 30 reprint of all those old cards
thinking,
where everyone balked at the price of $250 per booster pack, but now those cards are also, $5,000 each for the Power 9 stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe the price was justified. I still think it's a silly product, but doing something like that with Secret Lair would be kind of cool. But I think a lot of Magic players are focused on playability with cards, and the price is always driven by that.
That's true.
And so it's hard to reprint some of these Secret Lairs because if they're not extremely playable cards, then the price point won't actually be justified by the cost of the Secret Lair.
Yeah.
But then if they are really playable cards, they get bought out immediately.
Yeah. Something I've heard about the design of some of these Secret Lairs is a lot of times if they're artist-based Secret Lairs, they'll ask the artist for lists of cards they're interested in making art for.
Yes, the artist can provide input on that, yes.
Right, and I think that's kind of an interesting way to do it, and I'm wondering how much the usefulness of cards is driven by the artists.
Whether they actually play the game.
Right, whether they play the game or even if it's a pet card, because I know I have a bunch of pet cards that are not good in a lot of other decks, but I love them. And if I was given the opportunity to make a Secret Lair, I would be like, oh boy,
yes.
all of Nixilis. It would be something, right though? But
yes.
if you are given the opportunity to make cards in whatever art style that you want, and they are real Magic cards,
yeah.
Are you going to go for the most useful stuff, or are you going to go for your pet stuff, or are you going to go for a combination of stuff? Because I am going for pet stuff. But I imagine you would probably go for more useful stuff.
Yeah, at some point I would probably go for the pet cards of mine with art I don't like.
Ooh.
I want to draw my own.
For me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, because one of the other things about Secret Lair is they've gone back and forth on the print to order aspect of it. So I like it better when people have access to the cards that they want.
That's true.
I love it when they do the fundraiser stuff where they open it up for a full month and you can order as many, I don't think it's as many copies as you want, but you could probably do that over and over again. And it is just as many as people order, they'll print that many. It's a cool way to do that, but it's definitely, that's the way you impact the price dramatically on some of these things that have light reprints.
That's fair. I actually think, I was going to save this for maybe later, but I think what to me makes Secret Lair so interesting and what I would argue this product should be about is one, kind of those charity type opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So the Extra Life charity, I think that is so cool. And I love that. And I love that I get to support a cause that I care about while playing a game that I'm passionate about. That combination of things I think is very cool, especially with the connection of what Extra Life does. I think that connects very well to Magic the Gathering as a playable game. I also love Secret Lairs that are tributes to people. So the Sheldon Spellbook. And then who was it? Oh, there was another artist that put...
There's been a few.
Yeah, but they put people they cared about in the
I'm not gonna know
art of
offhand.
it.
Yes.
But I love that, right? And the stuff, that's an example of those cards they picked were pet cards for those people.
Yes.
Or they were cards that were remind them of those people. And I think there's something really special about having a Secret Lair with special art representing aspects of the community outside the lore. Because I feel like Secret Lair, is outside the lore.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
Like
absolutely.
this is an opportunity to do like the universes beyond without being universes beyond, right?
Yes.
This is the like, yeah, it's a Walking Dead set, but it's not like a set.
Yeah.
Right? And so like I think that there's something really cool and special that you have here that gives you the opportunity to connect with your community in a way that's very different than a lot of other Magic sets, and allows individuals to choose how they're going to participate in connecting with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so cool and special, and I wish that all Secret Lairs were kind of like that, where it was like something where it was like a charity, where it was like very clearly something that whoever was making the art was passionate about supporting or made sense to support as a game, right?
Yeah.
Or I wish that this was something that spoke a little bit more to the community, because like SpongeBob is not something that I see connecting
Sure,
necessarily in the same way. Like there's memes and stuff, but like that wasn't like a direct connection that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think it's a very silly set, or I think it's a very silly Secret Lair, and it's something that you do own.
Yeah.
And I like the memeability of it.
Oh, I snapped that up immediately.
You totally did.
Absolutely.
But like to me, that's where I wish they had focused Secret Lairs.
Yeah.
I wish it was more something that went kind of beyond and was like focused on specific parts of the community. Or I wish there was like some sort of like secret society of Magic where it was like legitimately a secret, and like they played like the long game, and there was like a puzzle to solve at the end if you were able to collect multiple different Secret Lairs. And there was like different hints that you could put online. Like I wish there was some puzzle or secret-y aspect of it, because it doesn't really feel like a secret to me in the same way. And I get that it's like announced last minute, and so like you kind of have to be on
Sometimes.
it, sort
Yeah,
of.
they did the $1 Secret Lair about a month ago.
So there's like sometimes that they have played with this idea of a secret, but like, why is it called a Secret Lair?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the secret is that you are paying $5 per card.
Yeah, and sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. That's
Yeah.
where the secret is.
But the issue that I see with Secret Lair is the number of cards that they're putting in Secret Lairs over the course of the last couple of years have been almost its own set. And so if you look at kind of the way back release of Magic, where you had big set, 2 little sets, and then a weird summer set, whether that's an unset or some other drafting experience or something like that, it's almost like Secret Lair's taken the place of that set.
Yeah,
like
except
it is
for
that
every
oddity
month.
set, but instead of buying a box of that set for whatever $120, or now it'd be probably $150, you have to buy 30 Secret Lairs at $30 each, and you're spending $900 to own everything. And so it's a much more expensive thing for those same kind of oddball set of cards.
True.
And I know that we've become kind of desensitized to the price of Secret Lairs, and it's just like, oh yeah, those are
I have
$30. Oh, there's a special one coming out that's $100 or $200. It's getting a little much.
I have not become desensitized to the cost of Secret Lairs, if I'm being really honest. Every time I see a Secret Lair, I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah. No, it's kind of in a weird place, because Magic is a game that has a lot of overlap between the collectors and the people who play the game. Whereas a lot of other games have collectors as kind of their own independent body from the playable cards. And Secret Lairs wouldn't really work with that sort of thing, because the collectors would just immediately buy all of them and flip them or hold on to them sealed, and they would actually see play on the table.
Totally.
The cool thing about Magic is that a lot of the Secret Lairs that are bought actually get played.
Yes.
And the people that are speculating on it flip it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, they buy it at $30, and as soon as it comes in, they are up on eBay at whatever they're selling for. You can find the new Demonic Tutors going for $80 each out of a $30 Secret Lair. So, yeah, that kind of frustrates me. It annoys me that market exists, but that means that the cards inside can be worth that much.
It's true.
Right? It means that the price, if you're doing kind of supply and demand curves, is too low for the market. Which is silly to say, that we need to raise the price on Secret Lairs because people are scalping them.
Okay, so I have something related to this. I was actually watching a video of the professor recently about his opinion on Secret Lairs. And he brought up the fact that Secret Lairs remove your local game store from the equation.
Yes.
And I think that's very problematic. And I liked that he brought it up, and I thought that was a really interesting point, because I think that you also have an opportunity, if you're seeing scalpers and you're seeing people like this, to involve your local game store in the way that things are sold. Because if you're involving your local game store, they're much better able to kind of make sure it gets into the hands of the people who are legitimately going to play it, or to kind of hold it in different ways, or like create reservation opportunities. Sure. So like, I think that there's a lot of problems with the fact that these are just direct sale from the website. I mean, I understand why they do it. I wish there was a way for them to send this through local game stores, because like, can you imagine this showing up at your local game store, not being announced, and then the day it's announced, you show up and you're able to run and grab it from your local game store? That's sick. That's so cool.
But that's kind of the annoying thing, is that they've done that before.
Yeah.
The Deadpool Secret Lair was available directly to stores. They could order that for sale at your LGS.
Right.
And they just haven't done that with the other Secret Lairs.
Right.
So that access needs to come from Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, it does.
And there's no real way around that. If they want to involve the local game stores, they can, and they have before. But they're not doing that with the recent stuff.
And they should.
I wish they did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It would be really cool. And the other issue that you run into, though, with that is there's a lot of stores out there that will just sell it for the escalated price.
Yes, that's
so
true.
Even if they do have it and MSRP is $30, if people are buying it for $100, it's going to be on the shelves at $100.
That's true. And I know that's also an issue they had with some of the From the Vault stuff, because they would send like 4 to local game stores.
Because the distributions were so low, a store would only get 2 of them, and the market price is $130 for this $45 box.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think that there are better ways for them to do that, and better ways for them to sort of mandate their MSRPs, if that is an issue. I think we're spoiled because our local game store is run by Steve, who is just...
He's very reasonable with prices.
Very reasonable with prices, and like incredibly honest, and is very careful with like how he handles those kinds of things, which I really appreciate. Again, thank you, Steve. But so I'm a little spoiled because that's what I see.
Yeah.
But I do think that there are ways that they could put in the effort to make sure that they are supporting their local game stores through this, because in reality, if they're supporting their local game store, they're supporting the community that plays Magic, because a lot of people that we know only get to play Magic at their local game stores. That's where they find people who want to play and have the space to play and are able to kind of get out and socialize. So I don't know. I get it. I understand that there is that concern for like resale being way higher and not having actual access because there's some shady stuff going on, or because people need to keep their stores open, which is less shady and more just the reality of owning a local game store. But I wish that they were more intentional with how they involve their local game store, especially with specialty product like this. Yeah.
I will say the other cool thing about Secret Lair, though, is one of my favorite parts about old Magic was the diversity of art and some of those styles that doesn't really map cleanly onto the modern sets. You're not going to see something from, a Phyrexia or a, Ravnica set that's got that old Phil Foglio stuff, or some of those
like Stasis
other styles,
which is like somebody's...
Stasis is kind of unique.
It's so cool.
But
I love Stasis's art. I love the story of Stasis's art, and I love that was something that could happen. And so I agree, because it's not something that really lines up with a lot of the other art that is currently in Magic the Gathering, or like that was in Magic the Gathering during that set. But the fact that like it was like, I like this art, I would like to use it for this card, and the artist was like, like, that's so cool. I love that. And I wish, I don't know, I wish there was, I actually really like the uniformity of Magic, so I can't say that I wish there was less of that, because I think that Magic has a really good quality, and they work really hard to make sure that the art is reflective of the lore and the story they're telling. But I do like that they have things like Secret Lair, where they invite weird, different styles of art to do things. Or
even the same artists, but allowing them to do it in their own style.
In their own
like
way,
a unique style.
Or like come up with their own prompts surrounding cards, or cards that they didn't necessarily do the art for the first time. Yeah. I also love that they're exploring different mediums. So like the
How so?
claymation
Oh,
one,
yes.
like in the
Yes.
photography,
Uh-huh.
I love that. I think that's so cool. Because yes, a lot of people really do just care about the playability of Magic cards. But like I have an art degree. And so like when I see them doing weird, interesting things and supporting different styles of artists, I get so excited.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of... I like that you say different mediums, because that is something that you see in other games. Pokemon does that a lot.
Pokemon does,
But
yes.
it makes it a little less cohesive.
It
So you don't
does.
have that same feel that I think Magic has. And now with some of the alternate art cards in Magic, even in the main set, you also sometimes lose that cohesion a little bit because of the diversity of art styles. But yeah, my favorite Secret Lair of all time might be the Dan Fraser signets and talismans.
That's fair.
Just because they go back to that old style. Well, it's all the Moxen.
Yeah.
Right? It's that kind of unique aspect of more or less some sort of mana-powered gem floating in
Totally.
kind of a void.
Yeah, it feels very
And so you have that
nostalgic
cohesive,
Magic. Like
yeah.
if you ask somebody who didn't play Magic to describe the art style of Magic, I'm kind of assuming that might be the style they might describe. Like either that or like 70s and 80s like fantasy book covers, I think would probably be the two art styles you get described about Magic the Gathering
Yes.
from a non-Magic player.
Yeah, Magic art looks like it's spray painted on the side of a van that's carrying a bunch of music equipment inside.
Next Secret Lair.
I mean, this Secret Lair.
Ha!
Yes. Did you not?
I didn't think about that, but you're right. That is what
Yes.
that is. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
He's pointing to the Iron Maiden Secret Lair.
Yeah.
For those who are listening and not watching / can't see what he's pointing to.
But yeah, so aside from the history of Secret Lair, I think we can bring it forward to kind of where we're at now. And one of the things they've started doing recently is kind of picking a specific property and then building a Secret Lair around that property where all of the cards kind of work together in a way. So where the artist's Secret Lairs have a lot of freedom with the cards that are chosen and specific styles of art and everything, the ones that are not art-based tend to be a little bit more mechanically cohesive. I've said that one of my favorite Secret Lairs they've done is the Slimer Secret Lair.
Yes.
Because it basically works as a Mimeoplasm starter kit.
Yeah.
You have everything you need to make the deck. And you have the same thing with like the Karlach and Asterion, D&D, the Baldur's Gate Secret Lairs.
Yeah.
Because those also have a lot of the core cards to those decks functioning.
Yeah.
And so they've done that with a few of the modern sets, and I really like that because a lot of people that are buying these Secret Lairs, if they're not just buying it for specific reprints, they're buying it because they want to use that property in particular. And so even if it doesn't have any mechanically unique cards, having them overlap in a way that allows you to put all of them into one deck is really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's something I really liked about the like Liliana's Contract Secret Lair.
Yes.
Because it had Liliana's Contract and then 4 actually very useful demons that you could just put in a mono black or demon based deck.
They need to reprint more banned cards.
I agree. Yeah. No, I see that. I think something else that I would really like to see them do moving forward that actually is a callback to something that they used to do is they used to have this thing where if you were the world champion, I think it was, you got to design your own card.
Oh, they still do that.
Oh, do they do that
Yeah, they
still?
do.
Okay, I thought they'd stopped doing that.
They've stopped a couple of times,
Okay.
but they're doing it again.
Good. I'm glad they're doing it again.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they're not doing that anymore, I wish
Design
they
a
would
Secret
do
Lair?
a Secret Lair
That would be awesome.
based on, like, like, you know how Pokemon releases champion decks?
Yeah.
Like, a standard champion deck that's like a Secret Lair and all of the art has the winner hidden in the art somewhere. Or like something silly like that,
Sure,
where it's like,
yeah.
or like his favorite card out of it. Like, I don't know, you get like a signed thing of his favorite card if you purchase the Secret Lair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm happy that they're redoing they get to design their own
Yeah, I
card
think it
again,
was,
but I do think it'd be very cool if they're already printing so many.
Mm-hmm.
Do something that honors the people that are winning the championships or like something like that.
Yeah, because especially, I feel like a lot of the cards that are in those winning decks are sometimes the more expensive cards in the game. And so one of the things that they used to do, and I'd love to see come back, is the World Championship Series decks.
Yes.
Where they would print all of the winning decks with gold borders and the signatures of the pilot on their like signature cards in the deck.
Yes. Okay.
And the back of the cards were just black with a red ring that says Magic the Gathering World Championship Series and then the year and then the name of the person. So you
That's
have like
really cool.
this showcase of the deck that won the thing.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I also think it's very funny that I was like, they should do this product. And you're like, they did do this product.
Honestly, Magic
Why
has
did they
been going for
stop
so
doing
long.
this product?
It hurts the value of the cards, especially if people are playing casually. And it also becomes kind of a weird thing if you have cards on it that are in the reserve list. I think might have been one of the things that stopped this. Because there are gold-bordered versions of like Gaia's Cradle, Grim Monolith, City of Traders. I think all of those exist. Survival of the Fittest is in there.
So are gold-bordered cards then not legal to play in regular Magic?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're broadly accepted in Commander, obviously, but also older formats like pre-modern. There's a lot more wiggle room there. Any casual format, I think most people will accept the gold border cards because they're not proxies. They're real Magic cards, but they're not legal Magic cards.
What makes them... Okay, so they're real but not legal. So
Same card stock, different back.
Okay, right, but how is that differentiated from the proxies that Magic the Gathering sold from that one Magic 30 thing?
Those are also not legal. Yes.
Right, so like that was all...
Correct.
So I don't understand. I don't know. I think that's a silly reason to hold themselves back, and it's just an excuse.
If they were to sell those decks today, they would have to pick a format. And Standard's not looking so hot right now. They would print 4 different copies of Izzet Vivi Cauldron, and that would basically be the top 4 of the World Series. It wouldn't look as good. They could pick a variety of decks from different formats. Maybe go with the number 1 Standard deck and then the number 1 Modern deck, but then they wouldn't play well against each other.
Yeah.
A lot of those decks would just be scrapped for spare parts immediately, and they'd probably also sell them for a much higher price point. You used to be able to get those for like $9. So it'd be cool if they still did that. Obviously, now a lot of them still go for like $100 or more because they have the Gaia's Cradles and stuff in them. But I think that doing something like that for Secret Lair would be neat. They've already done a few decks in Secret Lair. I don't actually own any of them.
No.
Because I think they're a little bit expensive for what they are, even if the cards inside do make up the value. That's not really what I'm looking for.
Sure.
My favorite thing about Magic is brewing new decks.
Yes.
And getting a pre-made deck, my first inclination is to tear it apart and build something else. So
that's what I love about it.
They don't really appeal to me. The Dan Dan deck looks interesting. I might do that if it's not $200, but I think it probably will be.
That's fair.
Yeah. But, do you want to get into the new Secret Lairs?
Yes, I am a card opening pack goblin, and I am so excited. It's my favorite thing to do.
So, which one do you want to start with? The 4 that I have here are the Office Secret Lair, the Evil Furby Secret Lair. I don't actually know the one. The Odd Bodies is what they call this one. And then we have Eddie Unchained. This is the Iron Maiden Mill cards. And then, of course, the Play-Doh Charity Secret Lair. That's the one that I think is probably the coolest out of these. But none of these are strictly Magic. Yes.
This is the one I'm excited about for playability for me.
Yes.
I am stoked. Also,
you play the mill deck.
I play the mill deck.
All of those.
I'm so
Absolutely.
excited, so I'm going to probably steal this.
Go for it.
Yes.
Sure.
I think we should open Play-Doh last, though, because I'm most excited about it.
Okay.
In
Sounds
terms
good.
of, like, art style and just, like, I think it's a really cool set. So I think we bookend it with, like, my favorite playability and then my very favorite overall.
Sounds good.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm going to be so real. The Furby Secret Lair really creeps me out.
I love it. Yeah. I got the confetti foil edition of the Odd Body Secret Lair. I'm very excited for this one.
I'm happy for you. If it starts talking to me in the middle of the night, I will throw it in the garbage.
Speaking of needed reprints, Umbris really needed a reprint.
That's super fair. Are we opening at the same time?
We can do the same time.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, something else. I feel like you should tell the story of your first Secret Lair and the packaging.
Yeah, okay. I'm stupid.
You're wonderful.
No, so I bought the first set of Secret Lairs. Again, you got them as a big set, and they come in a nice little box like this that you flip open. Lots of unnecessary packaging for 5 cards. But then you get the cards, and they're in this little plastic case, and you can kind of undo this and take the cards out. And so I did that, put the little box back together, and set this on my shelf. Boom, like this. For about a year. And then I saw somebody talking about the stained glass bonus cards that came in Secret Lair. And I went, oh shoot, I must have missed a Secret Lair because I didn't see those. Those are super cool. And so I started looking online, and people were discussing, ooh, I got the good one. I got 3 copies of this one. And I'm going, where did you even get these cards? Finally, I found someone saying, hey, did you know that they come with stained glass bonus cards in them? I didn't. They've changed the packaging on that. Now the bonus card is just in here with the rest of these because I'm not the only stupid person that buys Secret Lairs.
So many were thrown away.
But what they did was in these boxes, on the back of this, they had the cards just stuck to the very bottom, kind of hiding in the bottom of the packaging. And I don't know how many people threw them out, but I'm sure it has to be more than 0 because I didn't notice them for probably 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and we don't always keep packages, so we are very lucky that he did not throw that out. But something I did like about it is that very much lives up to the name of Secret Lair.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. I wish they did more things, and yeah, people threw them away, but they got the cards they paid for, and like,
sure,
it's cool as like a reward to be like, oh,
yeah.
Right?
And also the vast majority of those stained glass cards aren't worth a ton, so you probably didn't lose a whole lot. But on the note of like secret cards and weird things, they've done a set of persistent petitioners through Secret Lairs. They've done a couple of these other like blueprint cards and things like that, which is really cool. But when you only have like a 1 in 10 chance of getting one of those, it feels a little crummy to just get a basic land. I think they were doing for a while.
That's true.
So in this Furby Secret Lair, the only card here that I'm actually playing at the moment is Hullbreaker Horror. And Furby as a giant kraken is absolutely a horror.
Yes. Furby, period, is a horror.
Yep.
So the fact that they made it giant and I hate it so
it's one for your mill deck if you need it.
Put it in my mill deck.
Yeah, Maddening Cacophony.
Yeah.
Good card.
It's really good. And it goes with Bruvac, or
Yes,
Eddie the
it
Judge.
does.
So that's
Absolutely.
There's my combo, Furby and Eddie the Judge.
It's what Eddie would have wanted.
It's what they're such a sweet couple. Look at them.
Yes.
They love each other. For people who don't know, Bruvac says if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. And Maddening Cacophony, which is this lovely Furby, says kicker 4. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If this spell was kicked, instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. So Bruvac says, haha, now double that. You mill your whole library because it's rounded up. So this is one of the combos that I run in my mill deck. It's very fun. I'm very excited about it. Bruvac was one of those cards where I was like, maybe I don't need to buy it right away. And then I went to Frankensons, which is like just kind of, what is Frankensons? It's like a mini con that happens every Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah, and it's great. And there's like a whole bunch of just like collectible stuff. But I saw a Bruvac and I was like, I'm going to buy it. And so that was probably one of the more expensive cards that I have bought for myself, because generally you buy me cards and I open cards from packs.
Yeah.
Or I steal your cards. That's the other thing that I do.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, the art.
Yeah. I do really like this confetti foiling they did, though. It's really nice.
I like the confetti foiling a lot. And look, it's not really... They fixed it.
They did, yeah. The curling is a lot less of an issue. Although we did
really
just
nice.
open these from the packs, so they might curl a little bit with humidity over time. I do really like the secret card that came with this. It's Read the Bones.
Ooh.
And it is just a de-skinned Furby.
Ooh.
And it's a pretty faithful representation of what Furbies look like underneath all of the fur and stuffing.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The art is so pretty.
Yeah.
Windfall. Eddie, Ghost of the Navigator as Captain... how do you say that?
Ingathod. I don't actually know.
I always say Nagathrod, but that's not right. It's definitely not right.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. This is cool. I wish that I ran more horrors in my deck, but that doesn't actually matter. It's the second part that matters. At the beginning of your end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from their library this turn. Put it into the battlefield under your control.
That's the thing. You have other sources of mill, so you're not so
I
dependent
actually
on that.
don't care about the horror part at all. It's the second part of the card. It just would be cool. I like a theme.
And for the record, it's a Phoenix deck
Yes.
that you run this in. So you
Yes.
have a lot of ways of milling in
Yes.
that deck.
In fact, every creature
Mhm.
is a way of milling, especially my crabs.
Yes, all the crabs do
All
a very
the
good
crabs,
job.
they're good mill cards.
They do.
Yes.
Yes.
My pet crabs.
Mhm.
Awesome. Eddie Light Lord. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw an additional card. Love that. Whenever opponent draws a card, Eddie deals 1 damage to that player. Oh, that's so fun.
What is the actual card on that?
Nekusar the Mind Razor.
Oh, yes.
Nekusar?
Nekazar. Yeah, yeah.
Please. Okay. I can't pronounce things, apparently. For a really long time, I thought Solemn Simulacrum.
Sure.
I don't know. Sad Robot. I thought it was Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah.
And somebody finally corrected me, and I was like, no. I'm going to keep saying it the way I like to say it. So, yeah.
As in simultaneous. It's a simulcrum.
Yeah. Simulacrum. Yeah. Simulacrum. That sounds like lacquer. Oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
That's a necessary reprint. I love that they did that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty.
Mhm.
I like that a lot. That's so good.
Really
might put
limited
this-
usability.
I'm going to put this in my Braids deck,
Okay.
actually.
I'm not sure if it's good enough, but that's okay.
But it's so pretty
Yeah,
and it's
I know.
on theme. You're right, it's not good enough. But I like it, though. But I like it.
Mhm.
Actually, no, that's not good enough. I was thinking maybe I put it in my Obnixlis Captive Kingpin deck, but then I realized people are never going to have 1 card in their hand. Oh, they might have 5. I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. Mind Crank! Sorry, that was very loud.
Yeah, that's going to be really loud.
That was going to be so loud. I'm so
Super cool.
sorry. But yeah, Mind Crank. This is gorgeous and also reminds me a little bit of, this is a weird thing for it to remind me of, but it
What's that?
reminds me of Eminem in his,
Like in the Robin costume from the music video?
no,
or
no,
like
no,
what
no,
were you...
in the, what's it called? Rap God? There's like a part of
Okay.
it where they like strap him to a chair.
Oh, well that's, yeah.
Is that the thing I'm thinking? I don't know. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
It's a Clockwork Orange parody, basically.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Love it. Great art. Very cool.
Yeah.
Calling Mine. I like that a lot. Oh, so cool. Thank you for this.
Yeah, of course.
Did you buy this for me?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I was like, I don't want to actually steal this from you. if
No,
you
those are-
bought it
those
for
are all-
something specific.
All for you.
Thank you.
I do have a spot for Iron Maiden, but the rest
You
of the
can have
cards
the
are
Iron
all
Maiden
yours.
if you would like it.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then
actually have a spot
this,
for it.
the Holbreich Horror and Spellskite have a place. Umbris is going to be his own deck. And Serum Vision and Read the Bones are just good value cards. I have no idea where they're going right now.
That's fair.
But it's got a pretty strong set of cards. I didn't go with the other Furby cards because most of them are just generic commander staples. And
Yeah.
I'm drowning in those. So it's nice if someone is starting more from scratch. I think the 3 Furby sets give you a really good starter to building a lot of different decks.
And also, it will trigger Magic players if you
It
tell
will.
them that you started based on the Furby sets and that was your first
Yeah.
core set.
And then you say, this is Magic the Gathering to me.
Please no.
My deck is motion activated.
Oh no. Then you just bring a bunch of Furbies with you as your
Yeah.
tokens. So any token that you have, you've got a little Furby that's sitting there. They make the little tiny ones. You can just...
Yeah. And every time you play your commander, you make Furby noise. You're like, "Gerberga!"
You just teach your Furby to say, like, random magic card names.
Oof. Wow. Yeah, let's not, actually, on second thought. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Which one would you like to open next? We have the Office and the Play-Doh set.
Which one are you opening?
No, I don't care.
Okay. I think you are more excited about the Play-Doh one.
I'm very excited about the Play-Doh
you did just make a video
set.
about how you're going to utilize that Play-Doh set.
Well, yes. So the Play-Doh Secret Lair is all cards that make tokens. And I happen to be in possession of a 3D printer. And so I want to create press molds for the different token animals in this. I also love that this one says, "Play with the pigments of your imagination" inside.
I like that
It's
a
just
lot.
a nice little call out. I
really
love
cute.
the play aspect of Magic. Also, the Furby one says, "Best friends forever." Forever.
Honestly, okay, so I play a lot of like mono black or black flavored decks. And that's supposed to be kind of scary and like stuff like that. The Furby thing is the freakiest thing they've printed in Magic so far. No thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm excited about this one. So, okay, The Office holds a special place in my heart. And I don't know if I've talked about this, but when I was pregnant with my first child, with my son, who I love and I'm so happy that he's here, I was morning sick, like to a horrible degree for the entire 9 months of my pregnancy, to the point where like if I tried to eat anything, I would immediately throw it up. So I spent a significant amount of time on the couch just trying not to die during my first pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I did is I realized I had never watched The Office. So I binge watched all seasons of The Office during my pregnancy, and it really actually got me through that and was like a spark of joy for me in a time that was like really hard where I did not feel good. So I love this. I love this so much. I'm very excited.
Nice. Just a heads up, there are like 6 different bonus cards here.
Ooh, so
it'll be
we're
really
gonna
interesting
be a
to
surprise.
see what
is
the last
this one
card
the bonus
is.
Card?
Should be.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. The first card in this is probably the one that I'm most excited about, though. It's Greensleeves, which is a character from way back in Magic's history. And the whole thing about her is that she's like a hedge wizard.
Oh.
But she fights planeswalkers. She's like, "Get out of my forest." And so her first ability here is protection from planeswalkers and from wizards. She is just like the guardian of badgers in the forest, and that's like her whole thing.
I love that.
It's really fun. It's an okay written story.
Is it kind of like Joda almost? Because Joda also is like, planeswalkers, you be careful and responsible with your powers.
So that was kind of a running theme in old Magic, is that planeswalkers bring chaos and hazards everywhere they go.
Yeah.
And so the new, like, I mean, Jace is a problem. But a lot of the other planeswalkers are like heroes of the people. That was not a thing. The only one that was actually beloved by their people was Freyalise. And that's just because she kept everybody out of the elves' forest, and the elves appreciated that.
Yeah.
So this like territorial feuding nature of old walkers was a common theme.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as people who live in the Blind Eternities, we can attest to how problematic they can be sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially those dirty mill players.
I love that. It's me.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm the problem.
Yes. Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have creatures and it's not a problem at all.
That's fair. Sometimes people attack too fast for me to stop
Phoenix is
them.
pretty easy to stop, actually.
Yeah, you just gotta hit me straight in the face before I can get a propaganda or a no mercy on the
Exactly.
table.
Player removal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
It really is. There have been multiple times where it's like turn 2, turn 3, and somebody's like, "I'm so sorry. I have no other way to deal with you. Swing for lethal." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, awesome. There's an Academy manufacturer in this. I'm glad that they've reprinted this a couple of times. This is a card that goes into pretty much everything, and it's a really important combo piece, I think, in a lot of decks. Because it's if you make a clue, a food, or a treasure, you make all three of them.
Yeah.
So it's a key card in all Cabbage Man strategies coming up. And also all like squirrel strategies and things like that.
That's very fun.
And we have Worm Coil Engine. That's a fun one from way back.
Ooh, a sword. Swords to plowshare.
Yes, with the giant beat.
I love
Absolutely.
that. And the first place ribbon. That's so good.
It's the best beats.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, they picked white to make him, but now I see there's other colors in here.
There are, yes.
But I did think it was very funny because white is what I think of as like lawful above all else. And that very much...
Rigidly lawful.
Yeah, rigidly
Absolutely.
lawful. And that very much describes Dwight Schrute. So I do like the idea of him being a mono-white creature.
Cool. And the bonus card in the Play-Doh set is Scoot Swarm, which is fun. Just a very good landfall staple. It goes in everything.
This is fun.
Yeah, all of this is just excellent mono-green landfall-based stuff. Polyraptor goes infinite with a couple of things outside of green, but generally these are all just good cards to have.
Nice. I like Dwight Lantern as the Reaper King.
Oh, they reprinted Reaper King.
Yeah.
Speaking of the first Secret Lair, that was one of the 5-color commanders they put in there.
Oh.
It's one of those cards that's really hard to reprint in sets because the mana cost and also the typing doesn't exist on most planes.
Yeah.
So they can't just easily reprint it.
That's true. Okay, let's see what it is. Ghostly Prison.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, so it's basically just a propaganda, but in white.
Yep.
Sick.
It's a good card.
I like that the Ghostly Prison is Jell-O with the stapler inside. The reference to Jim is nice here, and I like it. Also, his face in the background.
Oh, it's great.
It's so funny.
No, they did a good job with these. I love the flavor text on them as well. Especially on the Furby one, it's got some excellent, like, it craves attention. Feed it.
Oh, no, I hate it.
Just nightmarish.
Oh, dear.
On the Polyraptor, its imagination is a powerful source of magic, as dinosaurs are a powerful source of biting.
Nice. I like the Dwight assistant to the king as, what is it, Beryl, chief of compliance?
Yes.
It says, so the what it does is instants and sorceries you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard it.
Yes.
The flavor text is, before I do anything, I ask myself, would an idiot do that? And if the answer is yes, I do not do that thing. So I like it as like that's what counter spells are. Really, I'm helping you out.
I'm picturing every time you cast a counterspell with that as your commander, you're going, Michael! Michael!
Michael! It's so dumb. I love it so much. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone in our LGS named Michael?
I mean, Mike.
Oh, Mike. Okay, yeah, but he goes
And
by
no
Mike.
one goes
No
by
one goes
Michael,
by
I don't
Michael.
think, yeah.
That's so funny. Mike is about to hear his full name constantly, and he's just going to be like, oh my gosh, am I in trouble? Poor Mike. That's very fun. Thank you so much. This was so fun. Oh, we should open things more.
Well, on that note, I did also order the Encyclopedia of Magic, which should be coming in fairly soon. But they printed 1 card for every letter of the alphabet, which feels a little bad because they used to, a couple of years ago, they did 30 years of Magic, and they did 1 card for every year. And so they're going from 30 cards down to 26. And I think the value is still there, especially if you do the buy one, get one half off deal that they had. But even with that, it's pretty expensive for the product that it is, and it also sold out immediately.
Yes.
Even in this one, you'll notice that I don't have the Armageddon Demonic Tutor, Northern Paladin, and I forget what the 4th card is, Secret Lair, which I absolutely would have bought if it was still available.
Yeah.
But alas, limited print runs on these things. So even the people that want them can't always get them. Coming up, we have the Secret Lairs for Avatar The Last Airbender, and those are also going to be a mad dash, even though the cards inside aren't really worth it financially. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I know, we're probably going to buy it anyways, because of course we are.
Christmas is coming.
But that type of thing, I don't know. The Secret Lairs, it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's definitely meant to be laser focused at certain people in the community.
Totally.
And there's definitely some Secret Lairs that have absolutely gripped me and I've been really excited to get. And others that now I feel comfortable just leaving them behind and maybe coming back to them later.
Yeah.
Although it was funny to see Bowden so excited about the Comic Sans.
He was so
Secret Lair.
excited, and
He is the target audience.
Was so uncomfortable. Ugh.
Yes.
Yes. Their design team. I don't know who did that on their design team, but somebody on their design team just wanted to burn the world down.
It also has a typo on one of the cards.
On purpose?
Which is just amazing. Probably not.
Yeah.
But they did camel caps.
They're artists.
Which
They're
makes
going to say yes.
Yeah, definitely on purpose. It was
Definitely
intentional.
on purpose.
They
It was
did that.
intentional.
It's about sending a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the other things that I got in the last week that I'm really excited about was these. They are Vanguard cards, printed from the early days of Magic. I want to say 1999 for this run. But they've printed a few different rounds of them from 1997 to 2000. And they are just giant Magic cards. But the way that they work is on the front, they modify your hand size and your starting life total and give you a little bit of an extra bonus. So each person picks their Vanguard card.
Oh, cool.
And then plays the game with those modifications.
So it's kind of like the Plains Chase cards?
It's a little like Plane Chase, yeah.
Except instead of everybody having the same bonus, everybody gets their own bonus.
Yes. And because people are starting at different life totals with different hand sizes, you can build some pretty specialized decks that kind of want to start at twice the starting life total. Or want to start with 3 extra cards in hand. Things like that.
That's very cool. I want to draft with them.
Yeah, it'd be super fun. I do want to use this in like a cube draft type thing.
Yeah.
But the reason I set them aside for this conversation is I think it would be really cool to see Secret Lairs with this sort of product.
Ooh.
Because one of the big issues with these types of cards is you always have to put a deck in with them.
Yes.
So if you're going to buy one of these, if you're going to buy Plane Chase, you know, it's going to come in a commander deck that you may or may not ever even open the cards from it. Right? Because they did the Archenemy stuff with Duskmourn. I love Archenemy as a format. I don't know that anybody ever actually used them at our LGS, though. And then we have a couple people that bring a bunch of Plane Chase cards with them.
Yes.
And they did that for March of the Machines,
yes.
I want to say. Mm-hmm. And they also did that for Doctor Who, maybe? Something like that. They've done it a couple of different times, and I think it's really cool when you have these kind of outside of the game things. But
yes.
doing them as a Secret Lair, as like a specialty one-off thing, I think would be a cool way to get that into the hands of people without having to design a whole product around those in particular cards.
That's a really good point. Sorry, I'm like thinking through something in my head. We didn't talk about this really ahead of time. These actually remind me of like the battlefields in Pokemon.
Sure.
I wonder if there's a way you could make a format with these where people can play them as like battlefields on other people or something like that, where it's like a, not these specifically, but something of this ilk where it's just like a, this is your new win condition. Or
and
like
I've also toyed with the idea of taking some of the emblems that Planeswalkers make.
Ooh.
And adding the hand modification and life's total modification to have it be a starting emblem, just like the Vanguard cards. So you start with, maybe you run the Obnixless one where you put it in a plan or an opponent's control and they lose a life anytime they draw a card. But then
really
with that, you start with 2 fewer cards in hand or something like that.
Sure. Ooh, so kind of like an Oathbreaker almost, where you have like this extra third thing that you get to like use at some point.
Yeah, and they used to do Vanguard on Magic Online. I think they still do. But it hasn't really come into Arena. And so I'd like to see some of those formats brought back and have other ways of getting a hold of those cards. Because some of these are very expensive. I got fairly lucky with this auction. Mm-hmm. eBay's kind of cool.
eBay is really cool.
But there's nothing stopping you from just printing your own and giving it a try.
That's true. You could even make up your own and give it a try.
You could. Balance is really hard on this, though.
Yeah, but it makes you
Some
a better
of these
Magic
are
player.
just broken.
It's true. Okay, here's my thing. I think anytime that you have to think about designing for balance in a game, it makes you a better player of that game. Right?
Yes.
Because I remember you had you had a deck that you made up and printed at one point.
I still do. It's around here somewhere.
Yeah, and some of those cards that you made up have now become there are things that have since been printed that are kind of close in ability to some of those things.
Yeah, so it's funny, I actually have it on the table here with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an entire set of cards that I custom templated, designed, printed, everything. And I did this, it would have been early 2000s.
How old were you?
14, 15, something like that. But a couple of the cards, Epiphany is one, 3 mana cost, instant, draw 3, then discard 2 unless you sack a creature.
Oh, so kind
There's
of
been a few cards kind of in that flavor.
Type vibe.
They have a few that are unless you discard a land or unless you discard a creature.
Right.
But there's definitely a couple cards in here that are actually printed cards. I'm not finding them at the moment because I'm doing this on the spot, of course.
Sorry, I didn't warn him because I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Yeah, but it is true that once you start designing things and then playtesting it, you do realize pretty quickly, this card is absolutely too strong, or not, or this card is useless, actually. Mm-hmm. Here's one that there's been a few flavors of. Deny. It's a blue and a colorless instant. Counter target spell that targets you or a permanent you control. Draw a card. Mm-hmm. So some of these counter spells that also draw a card, things like that. There weren't that many of those cards that existed at the time, but yeah, I think it's fun. I like designing custom things, playtesting, trying it out.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool to do some of that in Secret Lair.
Yeah.
Give access to some of those weirder aspects of Magic.
I do think something that's really cool about the framework of Magic, too, if you are somebody who's aspiring to be a game designer, mm-hmm. it gives you a really interesting starting point for a framework. So if you want to get better about thinking about how to design within a framework, which is a lot of game design positions, mm-hmm. I would guess. I don't know. I'm making this up, actually. Don't listen to me. But I feel like if you want to work for a studio like Magic the Gathering, or you want to work for a trading card game type company as a game designer, that seems like a good place to start, thinking about practicing at home absolutely. And seeing what kinds of things you might like to do.
The other thing that I would encourage you to do if you are interested in doing game design of the sort for board games or tabletop RPGs or whatever, make it, playtest it, talk about it with friends. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about having your idea stolen. It's more important that you're able to work through it and find a good way to use it. The good ideas will manifest in good games. Nobody's going to steal your idea because it's the same amount of work to get that idea into production as you getting that idea into production. So if you put the work in, you're going to get there. And I think there's this real hesitancy to start trying with a game. Mm. And that has to be the first step. That playtesting is the hardest part. Totally. So the sooner you can get it on the paper, no matter what it looks like, the sooner you can mark up dice and draw things out on a big piece of paper, do it. Because, you learn a lot pretty early in the process, and you definitely find the corners immediately of where you need to put more attention into the game.
Totally, yeah. And I think mm-hmm. that there's an aspect of playing with people who are intentionally trying to break whatever it is that you make.
That's every game.
Mm-hmm. But that's how you become a better game designer, is true. Playing with people who can then break what you make. I think that's a good general rule of thumb.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, our time is up.
It is.
So I guess we are moving through the end of our end step and moving to cleanup phase.
Sounds good.
Thanks for being here.
We'll pass the turn.